Okay, here is video number 3. I'm going to finish up the solving equations section. Go ahead and skip number 13. We haven't learned that part yet. Number 14, we need to factor and solve. So we are going to factor just like we did in the other section, where we are looking at our A value, our B value, and our C value going in descending order of our variables, the squared, the linear version, or the linear variable, and then the constant. So A times C is 2. And what numbers add or multiply to 2 are 2 and 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3, and 2 minus 1 is just 1. And that 3 is what we were looking for. It's under the plus column, so the signs are the same, and they're going to match this plus sign in the problem with the B. So we have y squared plus 2y plus 1y plus 2 equals 0, just like we were doing before. And now we're going to factor by grouping. So we have a y in common with a y plus 2 left over, and a 1 in common with a y plus 2 left over. So our two factors are y plus 1 and y plus 2. Solving each of these, y plus 1 equals 0. We have to subtract 1 from both sides. So y is negative 1. And we have plus 2, so we need to, subtract 2 from both sides. So y is equal to negative 2. Again, you can check these on the calculator. The only thing you have to remember is if you have a negative number that you're squaring, you need to put that in parentheses. So I have negative 1 squared plus 3 times negative 1 plus 2, and it's 0. I'll check negative 2. So I'm just going to press up, up, enter. Change this 1 to a 2. Change that 1 to a 2. And again, I get 0. So really nice to be able to use the calculator to just check. Okay. 10x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0. Same thing. A, B, C. And A times C gives me 10. Factors of 10 are 10 and 1, 2 and 5. Add, subtract, add, subtract. So I'm looking for 3. I have it under my minus column. And my B is actually a negative 3. So how do I get a negative 3? Is it 2 minus 5 or 5 minus 2? It's 2 minus 5 that gives me a negative 3. So 10x squared plus 2x minus 5x minus 1 equals 0. Factor by grouping, looking at my two sides here. I have, this is 5 times 2, x and x. This is 2 times 1 and an x. So I have a 2 and an x in common. And I'm left with 5x plus 1. Here I have negative 5x is negative 1 times 5x. And negative 1 is negative 1 times positive 1. So I have negative 1's in common. And again, left with 5x plus 1. So my two factors are 2x minus 1 and 5x plus 1. Taking both of those factors and setting them equal to 0. 2x minus 1 equals 0. Add 1. And divide by 2. 5x plus 1 is equal to 0. Subtract 1. And divide by 5. So my two solutions are half and negative 1/5. Okay, in number 16, the directions say solve, so I'm going to add an equal 0 on here just to make it a problem that we have to solve, because without an equal sign, you can't solve it. Let's do it the same way. So A, B, C. A times C is 12. We will add, we will subtract. 12 and 1, that gives you 13 and 11. 2 and 6, 8 and 4. 3 and 4, 7 and 1. Okay, my 11 that I need is under the minus column. My 11 is positive with B. So that means I need to get a positive 11, and that would come from 12 minus 1. Okay. Splitting my left side of my equation in half and grouping, I'm going to look at these two terms, just these two. So what's common here? What is 3 and 12 both divisible by? A 3. They both also have an x. 12 is 3 times 4. 3 is 3 times 1. Over here, I have a negative that is shared, and then I'll be left with x plus 4. So my two factors are 3x minus 1 and x plus 4. Solving them, I have to add 1 to both sides and divide by 3. And taking x plus 4 and setting it equal to 0, I subtract 4 from both sides, and I get that x is equal to negative 4. Okay, write and solve each system of equations. AJ's orchard has 120 rows of banana and avocado trees. There are 3 times as many rows of banana trees as avocado trees. How many of each tree are there at the orchard? Okay, 120 rows total. Bananas and avocados, 120. 3 times as many rows of banana trees as avocado trees. So is that 3b equals A or 3A equals B? That's what we need to figure out. 3 times, we know we got to multiply. But what are there more of? There are more banana trees than avocado trees. So if there's more banana trees, that means you have to multiply the avocados to make them equal because the avocados are less. So there's more banana trees. If these things are equal, if 3A is equal to B, then we have to triple the avocado trees to make it equal to the amount of banana trees because there are less avocados. We have to triple the avocados to make them equal to the bananas. All right, let's solve. I'm going to use substitution here because 3A is equal to B. So I'm going to take my B and I'm going to substitute it right on in there. So 3A plus A equals 120 because 3A is equal to B. So in place of B, I'm putting 3A. 3A plus 1A is 4A. Divide. I get A is 30. If there's 3 times as many rows of banana trees as avocado trees, then my bananas should be 3 times of the avocados. So plugging it back in, 3 times 30 should be equal to B. So B is 90. Checking my answer, plugging it back into the other one as well, is 90 plus 30 equal to 120? Yes. Okay, student council is selling shirts for $20 and hats for $15. They sold a total of 96 items and earned $1,665. How much of each did they sell? So $20 for your shirt, $15 for your hat equals $1,665 total. That's money. Then items, we have 96 total items. So the shirts plus the hats added together was 96. So this is set up for elimination because I have standard form. I have my S's lined up, my H's lined up, and my totals lined up. So for elimination, we want to get something to cancel out. And I'm about to run out of time. So I will finish this in the next video.